Hey buddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Japan, where things are going very swimmingly. Timbuktu is going to be a tough nut to crack, but we do finally have access to submarines and they make this nice beeping noise. I actually always wondered if you could maybe make some like music. If you were like, by clicking on units, can you use like the unit barks when you click on them to like make a beat? You know, like if I click on a submarine fast enough. Like we got a beat going, you know what I'm saying? Alright, listen, alright, we're getting weird. We're getting weird with it, baby. I mean, sometimes when shit gets weird, you just gotta, you go with the weirdness. Some people say follow your heart, I say follow the weird. The weird will never lead you wrong, okay? Name one time in your life where the weirdness has led you astray. That's right, you can't, because it never has and it never will. Okay, we're gonna kill here, and... oh, a nice little pillageable location here. Yoink, that's 270 gold in my bank account. Oh man, look at all these pillageable trade routes. What a beautiful day. We got our lighthouse in Jabal. I think I'm going to have to start just hard building a few of these shipyards. I don't think I can afford to buy them all. Sajga. Is it Saj or Sajga? I always read it as Sajga because it's S-A-D-G-E. So it's like Sajga. I don't know why. Listen, the inner machinations of my mind, and this comes up a lot, okay? They cannot be deciphered. They are indecipherable. They are unknown quantities with unknown qualities as well, actually. Quantity and quality. Do you know what else is quality? Your mom. We got him, boys. He has been roasted and toasted, rumbled and tumbled, because we said the sacred words of you got him, which is your mom. All right, we have Scorched Earth. There is a little bit of a caravel here. I could pillage for gold or I could kill the caravel. Let's step forward with you. You can almost kill the caravel. Let's go ahead and eat these submarines. Or wait, do I want two separate subs? So this will do about 20% of the city's health. If I were to combine them, he will do only slightly more. So sometimes it actually is better to have multiple units rather than a single one. Rumble and tumble and kill him and run. And make some more builders so we can go drinking some rum. Yeah, unfortunately I can't afford to use my gold on shipyards anymore. Gotta use my gold on expanding my military. Now we can take suzerainty of Bandar Brunei and Samarkand, and we can go up to max level with them. 6 envoys in each. That's going to get us an extra 6 gold from our seaports. From both of these city-states and grab suzerainty of both, so we could theoretically also go for trading domes. Trading domes are pretty decent. If I was going for trading domes, I would want to have a city that was designated as a trading city. Because the cool thing about trading domes, they give you +2 base gold, which is fine. They give you an extra gold for every adjacent luxury. But the real scaling here is outgoing international trade routes give extra +1 gold per trading dome at the origin. So, for example, if I were to take this city of Kyoto, for example, and I put like, a bunch of trading domes around it, it could generate, let's say I was able to put 10 trading domes in the city. That's an extra 10 gold per turn per trade route. So that like scales really damn well. So that's something we should be considering in our plans. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I do have a governor title, and I think I would like to upgrade Reina with Harbour Master because the city that she is in, the city of Takamatsu, already has a +5 harbour, and if that's getting doubled to +10, it should be like a +15. Yeah, it's a +15 shipyard now, and also a +15 gold. So 15 gold and 15 production from this +5 harbour. There's something really satisfying about having high adjacency districts. So this is kind of why I've been enjoying this. And it's also kind of funny that I decided to go domination in this game, like almost on a whim. Like it was just kind of like, you know what, I've got samurai, let's go kill people. And then it actually worked. And then I was like, oh, this kills people. That kills people, Charles. I have the hunger. What's the meme thing the llama says? I have the hunger that only hands can satisfy. I have the kind of hunger that only hands can satisfy. What a great time in internet history was the weird Newgrounds animation era. I wish we could go back to that era. It was such an innocent time where like there was... The thing about the internet now is that was like a subculture, but it was like an accessible subculture. You could tell someone about it and you could show them the video and they'd be like, oh, this is just like kind of absurd. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. How quaint and funny. Now it's like if you want to get someone into a subculture, there's about 24 seasons of subtext. There's inside jokes that don't even make sense. They reference like one event that happened 4 years ago that like actually is based off of someone misreading the text. It's like, you know, I feel like subcultures got a little bit more complicated here, but I was big into like the Newgrounds subculture, and that one was fairly straightforward. I feel a lot of the stuff was just kind of like, yeah, it's just this is just kind of mildly random. That's why it's the way that it is. I mean, obviously there was more complicated subcultures for sure. It might be in my favor to get some land-based ranged units, but I will continue to buy submarines, although they do use oil. Yeah, so I can get up to 3 subs pretty safely. Nice, you finish a seaport. That's a 14 gold building now, so that's like huge. If we're taking a look at this city does have an amenity problem, so a water park right here kind of appeals to me, plus it lands me with higher adjacency on 2 of my important districts. So I'll place that water park, but what do I want to work on? This city has really good production. It's great generally. I think the thing that it lacks is amenities. So if I get those amenities, I can get 3 amenities from the water park plus a little bit of AoE amenities. I think that's the right call. I'm trying to like improve my empire. The city of Sparta could get a seaport. I also have a library. Libraries are fairly cheap. It's a 4-turn build for +4 science. That's a reasonable amount of income, and then we'll work on the seaport. We want that massive gold. Now the nice thing is I do have a double attacking samurai here who can basically one-tap this city. Sorry, excuse me. You attacked a city. I guess attacking a city uses up all your movement then. That was like slightly annoying. Why is my battering ram inside the city? That makes no sense. Like actually just no sense. No sense means nonsense. Oh yeah, I can improve Nan Madol's territory for them. There you go, Nan Madol. There's a production tile. Right, Timbuktu. Who does more damage? So the 90 strength or the 70 strength? I tell you what, you're going to step back so I can bring in this guy who has 87 strength from being promoted, and then you will start taking your promotions. I think the actual promotions are what make the difference when it comes to frigates. We'll go ahead and buy ourselves a second submarine. You will combine with him. Now we have 2 submarine cores. We can go up to 3 pretty comfortably, plus those subs can actually pillage coastlines. We managed to get the hydroelectric dam in my capital, so you shouldn't be using electricity anymore, and you're not, which is perfect. So now I actually should be making a very small amount of surplus coal, plus we have a little bit of being improved and a little bit coming from city-states. That's all excellent. So we're looking at the city of Kyoto. We could quickly grab a university. That would be 8 science per turn. I don't particularly need a huge amount of science, because if you think about that, that's like a what? That's like a 2 or 3, maybe 4% increase in my science per turn. Maybe I'd be better served by building other things. I mean, all things considered, a university isn't a terrible building. This city could, I could build a canal here that would get rid of its stone mine, but it would also increase the adjacency on this and give the city a viable route to actually build boats without having to build a harbour. We still might build a harbour, but if I build the canal, here's the thing. I don't have anywhere I can justify building a harbour, so you know what? I'm going to build a canal, and I'll put it right there. This will boost this, looking good, and I'm happy with that as it stands. 30 production from buildings, 25 from works tiles. We also have an amenity problem in here, so that would be worth talking about. There is the zoo that's helping, and there is a water park coming. All right, Sachiro, let us go ahead and gain sources here. Good job. I'd like to get him leveled up once so that he could perform the observation task at a higher level. We'll wait on retaking Rhodes for a little bit. We don't need to take it immediately, because if we take it, it'll just flip independent again, and that'll just be like an endless cycle of annoyance. We'll go ahead and make some kills. Very happy. You promote with reinforced hull, so you're a little bit better defended. There's a +4 gold trading dome. Does the trading dome get better over time? No, it's the adjacent luxuries. That's right. There's a luxury here, a luxury here, so that's why that's a 4 gold dome. I kind of forgot how they work there for a second, even though I literally read how it works moments ago. I have goldfish brain, bro. I genuinely think I have like a memory problem. There's like a memory leak in my mind somewhere. Nice, there's urbanization. This gives us access to public transport as well as neighborhoods. I'm not sure we're going to make much use of neighborhoods. We do have access to chemistry now. We're going to start hammering the city of Timbuktu and just slowly cracking. My samurai are now viable to use against it. So we'll bring them forward. We'll retake Rhodes. We'll smash Timbuktu, and hopefully that'll fall next turn, and Rhodes will be able to be kept. Similarly, Gao is going to flip independent in 4 turns, so I want to start hitting the city to take it back and prevent that from happening. That's the plan, and that is the man. I could have killed it this turn had I been a little bit smarter with my moves. None of my guys can attack, sadly. Well, you know, you make little mistakes like that every now and again. This ironclad does work, man, if it attacks the city. That's impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I move you here, you can come forward and get that kill. Perfect. And then you can continue around. Shouldn't need to attack. I would like to get experience. I like getting experience on my samurai because they feel like they're powerful units that get stronger over time. So you go ahead and kill that city. Get yourself some XP. Good man yourself. Next up on the shopping block will be Niani. The city of Niani will be getting Blastoised. All right, what's the loyalty like in here? We now have plus 20 pressure from citizens. That's good. What about Timbuktu? Timbuktu is having a bit of a problem. Let's go ahead and grab Magnus. Reassign that bad boy to Timbuktu. Now we got positive loyalty on both. So you can see how the whole plan is starting to come together. There's a way you do things to get the most based outcome that you want. City of Tokyo has a seaport, it has an encampment, it has a harbour. I mean, we could just go to building things. Right, I need to build my consulate. That's actually a lot of gold and science. Ironclad is almost soloing the city. Look at that damage. That's disgusting. We've got a bit of a conundrum here. Do we want a pasture or do we want a mine? You know what? I like pastures. 4 food, 2 production. I think these are tiles that are actually like somewhat equivalent in value. I think production tiles in general are better, but having the occasional 4 food, 2 production tile is actually a really big advantage, especially because I'm pretty sure replaceable parts gives another pasture production. So this will actually be a 4 food, 3 production tile. So I think the pasture, as you know, you save a build charge and you get a tile that has more long-term potential. You give up a little bit of production now, but you get growth, and growth does translate into production depending on how much growth you already have, of course. So I think you end up kind of roughly where you would or should be. Now, he's looking for peace. I don't have his capital yet, and I probably need to take 2 more cities before I can piece him out. I'll probably leave the city of Jenny. Let's go ahead and make sure we blast these cities. Boom. Boom. Man, Forrest Gump was just a great movie. What a fantastic film. It's very quotable, actually, in a weird kind of way. There's so many moments of it where it's like this just unintentionally hilarious, or possibly intentionally hilarious. God, I grew up watching that movie. I don't even know if it would be appropriate to make that movie today. The 90s was a wild time for film, okay? They made some weird movies in the 80s and 90s. Speaking of the city of Fukuoka, this city has its seaport, so it's making boku dollars, which I actually don't know what that means. I just say it because I heard it in a movie once, which is like, I think like a lot of people's like default personality. You just repeat things you hear. So this city of Fukuoka, I could go for the university entertainment complex. Like if I ask myself what this city really needs, it's amenities. So if I were to go for a water park and just go for the Ferris wheel in it to pick up a little bit of extra amenities, I'm pretty sure the Ferris wheel is worth 2 amenities. So like if I build a water park plus a Ferris wheel, that's plus 3 amenities in here. Takes care of a lot of my issues. You don't always need to go full aquarium. I kind of wish I could like middle click a building to say, hey, I don't want to build that here. And like as a personal reminder, I definitely feel like one of the things that would make these games a lot more playable is just the ability for the player to take notes in the UI. Like say I want to, you know what I don't want to do? Wait, am I not in the same tile as this? Oh, it's underneath this. It was like in a weird, it looks like it's on the same tile as my car. But like if I could middle click a building just to be like, hey, I don't want to build that. Or I want to hide this building from the list because I don't want to build it right now. And that way, because I often find myself having to make the same decision process multiple times, right? When I'm playing the game, I need to be like, okay, what do I want to build in this city? And then I have to try and remember the decisions I made last time. So it kind of forced me to develop a rigorous system in which I have like a systematic approach to building cities. But then when I want to experiment, I'll be like, okay, I'll do this in this city when I'm experimenting, but then I forget and I fall back to my default programming. So it'd be nice just to have like ways to take notes in the UI. We do have access to flight now, and that will be what we build in our capital. Capital will be the airport. We'll drop an aerodrome there. We'll quickly finish the canal because that does have consequences for our industrial zone. And we have nearly fully circumnavigated the world with our empire. Like we've almost like linked up across the entire worldscape. All right, let's go ahead and blast Kumbi Salau once so that we can just very quickly take it down. The city of Niani, slowly but surely falling. I've got 3k gold in the bank, but that's for aircraft. We will go ahead and research advanced flight to get access to aluminium. Say it both ways, that way everyone is mad. Mobilization, giving us access to armies and armadas. Skidoosh, 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 skidoosh. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, doo, doo. Be-doo, 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 be-doo. I think we'll leave them with the city of Jen. We don't need to do anything about that. They are now down to 6 science and 6 culture, 194 military strength. We can just go ahead and do the cleanup crew thing. And I'm pretty sure we should have secured loyalty in here. Happiness does seem to be a bit of a problem for my empire. Is that a case of war weariness though? Or just a severe lack of amenities? God, I have so many spare amenities and nothing to do with them. Look at this list, Jesus. So we now have mobilization, so we can go to armadas and armies. So we can start combining those samurai into armies. And I think it's time that we took on Babylon. So I'll start moving my forces over here. I'll peace out Mansa Musa next turn and we can start working on Babylon. We only have to kill a few of these cities. Like, we just really need to get Babylon itself. That's going to be annoying as hell because these look like hills. So we're going to have a hard time trying to blast the city from the water without battleships. Why can't I coastal raid this settler? What the hell? I want to raid the settler. Not enough movement points left. I had 3 movement. It only takes 3 movement to coastal raid. I'm being trolled by the video game. Yeah, unfortunately, Babylon did not spawn coastally, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of samurai purchasing. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 samurai. 1, 2, 3 samurai. Okay, I need 3 samurai. I combine some things together. I'll have 4 samurai armies, maybe 5 samurai armies working along. I can also upgrade you into an ironclad to combine with this guy, like so. We're going to be doing a lot of this sort of thing. We'll grab ourselves a caravel, if I can afford it. No, I need ironclads. I can't afford them because I have coal now. So unfortunately, these caravels will remain weak, relatively speaking. However, I will be able to get submarine armadas, which is exciting. I'm going to start deleting some builders. Not because I don't have things to improve, just because I don't want to spend the micro time on it. Every turn I have to like do a certain number of actions, you know? And this is more work than I care to do. So Mansa Musa wants peace. I will accept your peace, Mansa Musa. Thank you for your free cities. I appreciate you. Nice, we got the Kyoto Canal. So we can finally get ships out of our capital city if we so wish, but we're going to be working on aerodromes. We can start doing more railroads at long last. We have waited a long time to finish these railroads. 6 turns until the Venetian Arsenal. We can start mass producing ships. All right, let's sort out the samurai situation. Combine you together. You come forward. You combine together. And then your one is in the water here. You step in here and combine together. So that's 4 samurai armies with relatively high combat strength. Once we're on land, we'll be able to do work. Here's the thing. We're looking at ancient walls here, so I think we'll keep the battering ram train going. What are you? Classical and medieval. What the hell are samurai again? Let me have a look here. Yeah, they're medieval, so I definitely want to keep this great general around. Let's go ahead and upgrade this guy into a caravel. Then I'll move this ironclad here to consume his soul. And now we've got this. I've got a bunch of great admirals, and I got to figure out what the hell I want to do with them. What are you? You're medieval and Renaissance. So I think I'm... Well... I was going to say I'm out of Renaissance tech, but actually I kind of want it for frigates, but I could probably use you. But if I were to use you, I would use you on a frigate, a highly leveled frigate like this one. Let's go ahead and buy a frigate so that we can combine together. Oh, that settler is now free, whatever. I was too lazy to grab it. Where's Babylon's capital, actually? Constantinople is here. I could very quickly take this and then be done with Babylon. I probably just need to take like 3 cities, maybe 4 cities, maybe raise Ankara. Yeah, I think I take 3 cities, raise Ankara, then we're good to go. There's a Giant's Causeway. I'll be able to move my samurai by that to get them a little bit of... I hate the auto move. The Pathfinder, when it like meets sea and land, together at the same time, it just loses its mind, bro. But now I've got the Spear of Fionn on these samurai as well, so they're going to be cracking cities wide open. I'm genuinely shocked that I've managed to keep samurais relevant for this long of the game. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give this guy a promotion, boom. Then I'll take Coincident Rangefinder, and then I'll combine him together into an army. So I got like a super frigate right now. I'll grab myself another frigate. You go ahead and eat that frigate. So there's another 2 armies. Bring that battering ram down. I would like to upgrade both of these subs. Subs over dubs, baby. Now, you might say that it would be omega efficient of me. Because like, look, think about this, okay? It's going to take me 11 turns to make a submarine. And so if I wanted to build a submarine armada, it would take me 33 turns. However, this is a big however, it would take me 24 turns to build a submarine armada this way. But here's the thing. I'm going to be getting the Venetian Arsenal. And so if I choose to hard build submarines, or in this case, like frigates, yes, it will take me longer to get... it's more expensive for me to get to armadas if I don't just straight up build armadas. However, in the meantime, I will have a frigate that I can use. And right now, the limit for me isn't combat power, it's just number of units. So I think I'm going to start spamming out just with some regular frigates, especially because we're on the cusp of finishing the Venetian Arsenal, which even doubles that efficiency. So now I'm getting double frigates to use right now, which will just totally speed up the pace of my game. The big limiting factor for my army right now is strategic resources. Let's get into the water, Mr. Samurai. Now, I want to maintain friendly relations with Babylon as long as possible, because almost all of my trade routes are going to Babylon. So up until the moment I declare war on them, they'll be the last person I kill, or second last, because maybe we'll nuke him. Maybe we'll nuke the Inca if we can get to nukes fast enough. Although we probably don't need to if we're going for bombers, to be honest. Okay, Golden Age War against Byzantium has been declared. None of the cities have walls, which is like, thanks for the free cities, bruh. Bring the frigate forward, blast the city. You can't quite kill it. Can I get this frigate in range? Blast the city, take Thessalonica. Now my city, I'll keep that city. I will grab... Victor has been assassinated, unfortunately. I'll put you into Thessalonica to buy me more time. Nagao is having loyalty problems, but that should alleviate when more growth happens in this area. Let's blast Constantinople. Boom, boom. I don't need the battering ram quite so much. Spear of Fionn, get. Spear of Fionn, get. And then finally, you will also grab the Spear of Fionn. You're a little bit hurt though, so you gotta maybe figure out a way to heal. Yeah, this is like the first turn of the war and we've almost already won the battle. Like, come on. Easy clap, no cap. There we go, we've got aluminium. And we do, in fact, we have multiple copies of aluminium inside our empire. We've got one over here, it's unimproved. I will go ahead and grab myself a builder to make sure that that gets improved. We've also got a copy over here that is already improved. We've got a copy underneath that encampment. And we've got a copy underneath the city of Niani. So that's excellent. We should be able to get 8 aluminium per turn, which in turn should translate into being able to sustain a rather large air force. Have a look, we've got advanced flight. Where's aircraft carriers? Aircraft carriers are over here in combined arms. So we're quite a few techs away from that. This is the naval air strategy, by the way, where you completely neglect the bottom half of the tech tree. Like, I don't even have military academies or line infantry or rangers or even oil unlocked, and yet I'm still making crazy amounts of oil. I'm actually not sure why I'm making oil. I think I revealed oil without revealing oil, which is kind of like a big brain move. I think I got a great person who did that. Yeah, but you completely ignore the bottom half of the tech tree starting in about the classical era. Now you can dip in for things like niter and stuff like that, but generally you want to stick to stirrups and higher. You could even consider maybe stopping at construction, and you can actually ignore ironworking and the wheel. You can go super deep up here. You can ignore bronze working, you can ignore the wheel, you can ignore ironworking, you can ignore engineering, military engineering. You can just maybe dip in for construction to get lumber mills. You could completely ignore the mining half of the tech tree, probably pick up mining, so you can also get apprenticeship. But yeah, you can go super deep in the top half of the tech tree to get all the boat techs, right? You got caravels, you got frigates, you got ironclads, then you also got submarines. And then more importantly, the follow-up to a top half tech tree naval play is to go for bombers and fighters. So hopefully that taught you a little bit about the interesting things you can do if you manipulate the tech tree. Right, what does this guy do? You're Renaissance and Industrial. Let me find you a frigate to make friends with. Let's just like take your promotion and link you with him so you can stay with that group. I'm trying to make managing my armies a little bit simpler. We'll go ahead and blast Ankara. We will bring the battering ram down around this way, as well as a couple of samurai. So we can go ahead and hit the city of Nicomedia. Thessalonica is ours. Let's go ahead and take Constantinople with this ironclad. There we go. Easy clap. And then we'll do Nicomedia next. We're up to a healthy 800 gold per turn. Quite happy with the status of my empire as it currently stands. Now, I'm not going to be debated by this movement path. I'm going to go to here. And then here, I'll bring my swordsman forward. That's big damage. Let's get you to there. Can I bring the submarine forward? Blast the city once. Blast the city twice. Blast the city thrice. Ankara is also getting blastoised. Boom, boom, boom. Ironclad. Now we're going to raise this city just to make holding this little micro Japan a little bit easier. And then next up, we're going to hit Babylon and the Maori. And then we'll use aircraft to finish off our good friend the Inca. Oh, you can attack twice. Very nice. Okay, double attack. Oh, we got it, boys. The meme wonder, the Venetian Arsenal. And I just want to point out, like, this is why the Venetian Arsenal is useless. Is because it comes online, like, I've already won the game, bro. Bro, like, the game is over, and I just got the Venetian Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, what? Who cares? Who asked? Who cares? No one needs this wonder, okay? It's the most unnecessary wonder in the world. But it is quite fun to have, because it does mean that I can go full memes on spamming out frigates. Let me have a look here. Will frigates make a significant difference in the battle for Cusco? Actually, it could. So we'll start making a few of those bad boys. All right, Nicomedia, it's time for you to meet your maker. Boom, Nicomedia is finito. Benito finito. Not really many coastal cities for me to take from Babylon, but I could take Mari and Duracuragalzu at the very least. Let's get the fleets heading that away. Of course, the city that I decided to put my spy in to spy on Babylon is going to get murdered by barbarians. Of course, that's just like my luck. That's also Babylon's luck. Alright, biplane number 1, and then we buy biplane number 2. This boosts advanced flight, finishing it next turn, and then we have 2 biplanes that can immediately be upgraded into fighters and be used to start hitting the cities rather gently. And that's just like a play I like to do. One little cute play that I enjoy. Fortunately, I can't really build much in this city. Also, I have a million trade routes available. Let's get a few of those made. I kind of stopped paying attention to certain parts of the game once I'm winning. I'm like, okay, you know, like I don't need to maximize my economy. I mean, I still do to an extent, but I don't need to like to hyper maximize it. There we go. First frigate has finished. Boom. We got the double frigate, which means building a single frigate got us a core. This will get us closer to actually being able to declare war over here. And I basically railroaded up my island. It's not like an amazing railroad, but it's like a little, you know, we got a high-speed rail between our cities. There's advanced flight. Let's talk to Babylon. We will go ahead and denounce him and then immediately declare a Golden Age war. May as well get that war going while we're still in the Golden Age. That'll break all my trade routes, which is kind of, you know, hurt my gold per turn. But, you know, that's fine. There's advanced flight. We'll grab both of these biplanes and immediately upgrade them to fighters. We could go for nuclear submarines. They're pretty good. I don't think it's necessary. What's the flooding situation? Okay, the world, not much CO2 has been released, so we don't need to go for flood barriers, which means we can step off this tech rush and go for something else. Like, meh, we probably won't get to aircraft carriers, but we may as well try and research them. In the city of Kyoto, we will begin mass producing bombers. We don't really care if the city does anything else ever. And now we need to start trading with city-states. Pure ideology is available, comrade. And that means we have access to another spy. It also means that we are only 1 tech away from picking up the old fascism government for an extra +5 combat strength. I didn't realize that this +3 district only challenge would also turn into a samurai only challenge, but here we are. Apparently I have basically only used samurai for combat for quite some time now. Well, I could upgrade them into musketmen, but I think, you know, we gotta keep the meme going. Oh, he actually has aircraft. Or aerodromes, which is impressive, I guess, which is kind of weird, in a weird kind of like, oh, you can do that. How cute kind of way. Okay, so the city of Mari, we should be able to take Dur-Kuragalzu next turn, which should provide us with an inroad into Babylon fairly straightforward. Over in Kyoto, I will go ahead and purchase an aerodrome. Boosh, because that'll give me a little bit of production. More importantly, it'll make my air fighters a little bit better and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and deploy you into Nagano and deploy you into Osaka. Little bit of a government reshuffle we need to do here. We'll go ahead and take 5-year plan, which will give us a nice science and production boost, as well as economic union, which will give us a nice gold and production boost. Oh, I've got so many envoys and not really much to use them on. I haven't used any faith at all this game, and I've inherited a lot of faith infrastructure, so I may as well take Valletta. I don't know what I'm going to spend it on. I think at this point, though, like, the game is won, you know? And it's just like, you know, it's 10 minutes until the bell rings, or whatever. And we're just playing it out. We're up 40 points. I don't know. I was trying to make a basketball analogy, but I actually just don't watch basketball, so, like, good luck. All my trade routes have to be reassigned to all these nice juicy city-state missions. I mean, it hurt our gold income, but not as much as he would have expected. Dur-Kuragalzu, you are next on the chopping block. That's big damage, and we take you with the Ironclad. Very nice. Mari is held. Let's just quickly grab someone. Moksha. Babylon is next. Can you perchance rebase to Mari? Perfect. Where can you deploy to? You just can't quite reach. That's okay. How much for a bomber? 2,240. So I'll be able to afford a bomber next turn. Samurai have arrived on the scene. And they don't do much to the city, actually. To be honest with you. We need to do a little bit more damage to it before we can make a real difference here. There's machinery, there's like a medieval era technology that we just unlocked. That's pretty poggers. I want my battering ram. And the real question is, can a frigate right here hit the city? There's the damage. Good stuff. Babylon is under siege, and rightly so. But they suffer the fury of my empire. Battering ram has arrived at the city of Babylon. It's not making a difference because they got their Renaissance walls up. Okay, rip. That's not important because we can bombard the city from range. I like how I can torpedo this city with submarines. This like greatly pleases me. I'm a big fan of torpedoing cities. Fighters make short work of Babylon as well. And then the only thing I was missing was buying a bomber last turn, which I forgot to do. Totalitarianism unlocked. We immediately switched to fascism. Boosh, boosh, boosh. 5-year plan, economic union. What else do we want to plug in? Probably military cards like Levée en masse is quite good. Logistics is handy. Building naval units faster. Colonialism is finally relevant. Okay, I'm happy with that. My government isn't super important as it currently stands. Like we've done all the important decisions for this game have already been made. So optimization is just like unnecessary busy work. There we go. We've taken Babylon. It is our city. We're into a new golden age. We take 2 arms again. No reason to take anything else. Maybe we can take Borsippa in the next turn. And that should be Babylon well and truly dealt with. We just need to crack open Tehongia-Kuanupe. I think if I rebase a bomber to Dur-Kuragalzu, I might be able to reach Tehongia-Kuanupe. Although I probably should move those towards the Incan Empire. Yeah, I should probably move them towards the Incan Empire. Speaking of the Incan Empire, I plan to kill them very, very shortly. So I'm going to start putting all these units here to sleep. I don't think they are necessary anymore. Let's yoink Borsippa, and then we'll peace out Babylon next turn. The Coupe, on the other hand, is a little bit more of a problem, but still shouldn't be too difficult. Purchase ourselves another bomber. Rebase a bomber here. Probably be good, actually, if I could rebase a fighter over to here as well, to deploy here behind the mountain to get vision range. Okay, night-night, everyone. Time to go to sleep. Well, actually, I should move some of them down towards the Maori and get that dealt with real quick. But otherwise, everyone else is getting put to sleep. Job well done. Nothing else required of them. I should really get a hotkey for sleeping. But sleeping units is what I do when I have no more actions required of them. Like, because, like, if I'm trying to win the game as fast as possible in terms of, like, time and turns, in terms of time, like, interacting with these units over here now is just, like, a net negative in terms of time. Because they aren't going to impact the outcome of the game. They're just going to impact how long it takes me to get through my turns. I've clicked this multiple times. I don't know why. Sometimes the UI decides to just be weird in Civ. Pachacuti. Let's go ahead and declare Golden Age War. Boop, boop, boop. Make sure we scout his capital with this guy. 1 attack. should be good for now. We'll let that knight die, we don't care. I said I don't care, Giga Chad. There we go, professional sports unlocked. Not that it matters, we'll go ahead and deploy you here. There's the vision range. Bomber, attack Cusco. Bomber, attack Cusco. Bomber, attack Cusco. You come forward, become a cuirassier. You come back, become a cuirassier. And we should be able to clean that city next turn. I'll shift enter to force the turn to end. And Japan has conquered the world with what I would consider to be a very snowbally and fun game. What a great domination game. It had everything. It had naval, it had air, it had naval and air. It had killing, it had samurai. What a really cool story. What a really, really fun game. It's genuinely been a while since I've had a domination game like that, where everything just lined up really well for me to take the game. From India spawning in really bad land, giving me an easy expansion into them. From like the timing on attacking the Inca lining up perfectly with like getting samurai and then samurai staying relevant using combat bonuses. That was just a really enjoyable domination game. And it's rare that I get an enjoyable domination game, because domination is one of my least... Domination and religion are my two least favorite ways to win the game. Maybe Diplo. Maybe Diplo is worse. But Diplo is kind of interesting. But yeah, I really quite enjoyed that. I'm interested, like, because I started capturing cities really early. And I genuinely do think that helped me out a lot. Like, look at the number of combats. Like, I was just at war for the entire game. Now, I never had, like, a massive army, because I'm not really a massive army kind of guy. Like, I could probably win the game faster if I built larger armies and sent them off in multiple directions. But I kind of like to concentrate my resources into a single army and make them like a superpower army that just rolls across the world as like an inevitable force. I don't know, that just seems like more satisfying and fun to me. And it's like a particular single player domination style that I've adopted. Theoretically, I could have just, you know, spammed samurai for like a generation or something. And, you know, if I was committed to turning 100% of my iron into samurai, maybe I could have sent more samurai off in different directions and fought more people. But I think this was a more fun way to win the game. Most important graph before we get the hell out of here. Total religions founded. We founded 0. This is a 0 religion domination challenge. Well, it was actually a +3 district only challenge as Japan. And Japan makes that quite easy, in all honesty. But I did actually technically fail the challenge because I placed a +2 industrial zone. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this domination game. Let me know if you learned anything useful. Let me know if you just enjoyed watching. And also, please consider becoming a member of the channel. There's a little button down below the video that says join. You can join, become a member of the channel. Give me $2 a month. And that is supporting my channel directly for the price of a coffee. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.